اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله، ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين الذي سمي في السماء بأحمد وفي الأراضين بأبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. طب القلوب ودوائها ونور أبصارها، وعلى أهل بيته الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. ما صل على محمد وعلى محمد. قال الله عز وجل في كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. آمنا بالله صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوات. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. First of all, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for gracing us with this opportunity and this moment to celebrate the arrival of our beloved 8th Imam to this world. Kindly allow me, mu'mineen and mu'minat, to extend my felicitation to the Imam of our time on this auspicious occasion. And secondly, to extend my felicitation to our scholars, our maraji, our hawzat al-ilmiyah on the arrival of Thaminul Hujaj. And thirdly, felicitation to each and every one of you, mu'mineen and mu'minat, lovers and followers of Ahlul Bayt, on this birth anniversary of our beloved 8th Imam. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to grant us the blessings of visiting Imam al-Ridha in the holy city of Mashhad. And we ask Allah Azza wa Jal to increase the love of Ahlul Bayt in our hearts. The verse I've just quoted is a known verse, no doubt, to each and every one of us. It is Quran 33, verse 33. We know this beautiful verse discussing the profound estate of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam in the eye of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Now, departing from this verse, my topic of tonight with you mu'mineen and mu'minat will be to look at Imam al-Ridha between social and intellectual responsibility. And our examination of tonight will be of the following two stages. First stage, we'll look at the focus of Imam al-Ridha's social responsibility. And then the second stage of my examination, we will look at his intellectual responsibility. The garad, the aim of this discourse is first and foremost to invite myself and to invite each and every one of us here to the understanding that celebrating or commemorating the lives of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam is not just for the sake of celebrating or for the sake of commemorating, but rather for I and you who claim to be their lovers and followers to make good use of the opportunity of celebrating or commemorating their lives by taking a lesson or two from their lives. And it's not just taking a lesson or two from their lives, but rather after that seeking to be able to implement those lessons in your lives. Ahlul Bayt, Mu'mineen and Mu'minat, they are oceans and pools of knowledge. Ahlul Bayt are treasures of knowledge. So when you come to the mosque or Husayniyah or Imam Bara on a night like this, the aim is not to go out of this place empty-handed. Pay attention, Mu'mineen and Mu'minat. Is to go out of this place with at least a lesson. Something new that you're going to think about. And if you endeavor to take a lesson or two from every gathering of Ahlul Bayt, know that the Imam of our time will be proud of you. But if you come and you sit right from the beginning up until the end, and you fail to take anything out of it, then it will be like coming and going, ticking the boxes and ticking the boxes. Ahlul Bayt will be proud of us if they see us implementing their teachings and lifestyles. So therefore, kindly pay attention to tonight's discourse. No doubt, we are all here tonight to practically demonstrate our love for Ahlul Bayt and to deepening that love for Ahlul Bayt. Because narration makes it very clear. وَفَوْكَ, look at this riwayah. I really want you to pay attention to this riwayah. Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi, Muhammad wa Muhammad, he said, وَفَوْكَ كُلِّ عِبَادَةٍ عِبَادَةٍ وَأَفْضَلُ الْعِبَادَةِ حُبُّنَا أَهْلِ الْبَيْتِ. He said, above every act of worship, there is an act of worship which is higher than that. But the highest form of worship is our love, Ahlul Bayt. Not love by words of mouth, love by action. Love with your action. When you go out there, your action should inform the world you are a true lover of Ahlul Bayt. So when Imam is telling us the highest form of ibadah is the love of Ahlul Bayt, it simply means if you truly understood what it means to be a lover of Ahlul Bayt, your akhlaq will stand out wherever you are. Now let's begin with our examination. First stage, the social responsibility of Imam al-Ridha alayhi salam. If you examine the life of our beloved eighth Imam, of course, like when you examine the lives of prophets and Ahlul Bayt, you realize that the social responsibility manifests in two things. Number one, love, which I will explain. Number two, his presence in the community. And I kindly seek your indulgence to pay attention. Love was the climax of the interaction that Imam al-Ridha alayhi salam had with people. How? Every single person that you deal with in your life, there are two major ways of dealing with people. Sometimes you deal with a person not because you truly love the person, but because it is your duty and responsibility. Like I come to the mosque, Imam, I want to show good akhlaq, although I may have issues with you. But because of that responsibility of being Imam, I treat everybody well. No, I'm a chairman of the community, secretary of the community. When I come, I fix that, I fix that, I fix that. Why? Because I have that responsibility. No, I go to my work. I do that. I'm not doing it because I love it, really. I'm doing it because it's duty. But there are other people who know whatever they don't do it on account of duty and responsibility, but they do it on account of humanity and love. And that's how Ahlul Bayt interacted with people. Imam Ridha alayhi salam would not interact with people on account of duty and responsibility, but he would interact with people on account of love and humanity. That is higher. It's like the relationship between mother and her child. It is not on account of duty, it is on account of love. Mother will give everything, even though the child is on account of love, not duty. I'm going to give you examples, practical examples in the lives of Ahlul Bayt, especially in the life of Imam Ridha, so that I and you can learn. Don't respect people because of their posts, but to respect them because they are human beings and creatures of Allah. Example to begin with in the life of Prophet, then we go to the life of Imam Ridha. You know very well. What does Quran says? لَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ رَسُولٌ مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ. He said what? عَزِيزٌ عَلَيْهِ مَا أَنِتُّمْ حَرِيصٌ عَلَيْكُمْ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ رَؤُوفٌ رَحِيمٌ. Love. Allah talks of the Prophet who came to you from yourself, is one of you. But what is Allah saying? عَزِيزٌ عَلَيْهِ مَا أَنِتُّمْ. It is so difficult for him when he see you in trouble and in difficulties. Meaning you, the ummah of Rasulullah, when you are in pain, it's higher than your pain, but it is on account of your pain. Then Allah said, what? Harisun alaykum. Rasulullah is fond of you. He loves you. He admires you. He cherishes you. He respects you. That is love. Again, one ayah which we all know the ayah. Allah talks about Prophet. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. Love. Habibi, tonight we are here because of Imam Ridha. Let him outline for you his social interaction from a description of one of his close companions. And when you go out of this place, take this lesson out. Don't leave it here. Because Ahlul Bayt expect us to take the lesson out there. Ibrahim Sawli. I don't know how many of you heard this name. He was a close companion of our beloved 8th Imam. In fact, when Imam Ridha alayhi salam was traveling from Medina to Khurasan, Ibrahim Sawli was among the entourage of Imam Ridha. And he lived in Khurasan with Imam Ridha until the end of the life of Imam Ridha alayhi salam. He described Imam Ridha's social ethics. You know what he said? Let's all listen. It's crucial. It's basic life skills. Basic social ethics. He said, Ma jafa ahdan katun. Said, the Imam Ridha that I know, he has never ignored anyone. How many times we ignore people? How many times people message us, we ignore them? How many times somebody talk to you, you ignore him? But if it's your boss, will you ignore him? You will not, but that is on account of duty. Ibrahim Sawli, you can read the history of Ali ibn Musa Ridha. He said, Ma jafa ahdan katun. Imam Ridha never ignored ahdan. It's not kira, it's general. Never ignored anyone in his life. He said, I traveled with him from Medina to Khorasan, and I lived with him until he left this world. I've never seen him ignoring anyone, whether friends or enemies. And then he said, وَمَا قَطَعَ أَحَدًا فِي حَدِيثِهِ قَطْ. He never interrupted anyone when the person was speaking. How many times somebody's talking to you, interrupting? That is bad akhlaq to interrupt. Unless if you are given the permission to interrupt. Ibrahim only said, people would come to Ali ibn Musarrallah in Khurasan. They would be talking with some arrogancy, but Imam would never interrupt them. He would allow them to land until then he would respond. That's the akhlaq of Ahlul Bayt. And then he will say, Imam Ridha alayhi salam, whenever he would sit with someone, he would not sit stretching his feet facing people. Excuse me to do that. Oh, that's bad akhlaq. That's bad akhlaq. He said, I've never seen him. Ibrahim said he would sit for long hours, but he would not do that in front of any person. The social ethics we learn from Imam. That's the love. And he said, Imam would never shout and abuse anyone. So Ibrahim Soli interestingly mentioned at the end of this riwayah, very beautiful. He said, I realized that whenever it was time for dining in the house, he would invite everyone without exception. He would even invite the servant in the house. And they would all come and sit together and eat together. So Ibrahim said, one day some of his companions approached Imam Ridha. He said, Ya Ali ibn Musarrida, ruhi lakal fida. Our souls are sacrificed for you. Why do you sit and eat with these people? These are servants. You are Imam. You eat in the same food with them. You sit in the same place with them. We can afford to provide with the best of food. You know what Imam Ridha said? He said, Inna Rabba wahid, wal Abba wahid, wal Umma wahid, wal thawabu bil a'mal. Then he recited, Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. It's all about. He said, know that Allah is one. Our father is one, Adam, and our mother is one, Hawa. And the reward is only on account of a'mal. That's the akhlaq of Ahlul people. So therefore, Imam alayhi salam interacted with people on account of love. Why can't I and you do the same? If we truly love Imam Allah. Allah, some people, if they don't know you, they will not respect you. Some people you go, say for instance myself, they don't know you are Sheikh, whatever. You go normal, you sit in, push you. But the moment you put this heart, they start kissing you. That's hypocrisy. That's hypocrisy. Yes, you respect Abba, no problem. But first, humanity you have to respect. The second wing of love, of akhlaq, or social interaction of Imam al-Ridha is presence. Here, kindly pay attention to this again. What do I mean by presence? Imam al-Ridha never stayed aloof and folded his arms. I'll give an example in his life. He would be part of the movement. He would be part of the community. He would be part of the activities. He will not fold his arms, said, no, it's your way, none of my business. He will not fold his arms, he come mosque only, lecture, eat, go. Even he drink water, he can't take the glass, he leave it for someone. Imam al-Ridha, he interacted in such a way that he encouraged people to be present within the community and to play their part within the community. Typical example. He was separated from his beloved son, Imam al-Jawad. You know very well. And of course, news of Imam al-Jawad was coming to him, and his news was also going to Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam in Medina. And of course, by then he was the Imam because he was alive. But then the Muwalin li Ahl al-Bayt, the lovers of Ahl al-Bayt, they were protecting Imam al-Jawad. That was their duty to do. But Imam al-Ridha, message went to Imam al-Ridha, they were overprotecting Imam al-Jawad. Look at this. How? They said when Imam al-Jawad would come to the mosque, Masjid al-Nabawi, there are different entrances, there are different doors. So they would make sure they don't allow Imam al-Jawad to go through the main entrance. They will just make him sneak and get into the small door. So it reached Imam al-Ridha. Imam al-Ridha wrote to them, said, don't ever overprotect him by letting him go through the small door. Let him go to the big door so he can meet everyone and interact with everyone. And he said, when you take him, take gold and silver with you. Whoever you meet and is in need, don't wait for him to ask. Give it to that person. That's the akhlaq of Ahl al-Bayt. So this letter that Imam al-Ridha sent to Imam al-Jawad and to the Muwalin is to tell them, you know what? Be present in the life of people. You don't want always to be that unique. Very unique. You are with people, but at the same time, you are not with them. Be there. Be part of it. This is the affairs of Ahl al-Bayt alayhimus salam. Ahl al-Bayt never folded their arms. Never sit somewhere aloof and complain. They will be part of the movement. They will be part of the activities. And they will ensure that they play their part. And that is what Imam al-Ridha stood for. And if I and you are here tonight celebrating the life of Imam al-Ridha, follow his footsteps. Last stage of my examination is intellectual responsibility. This is very important for us, mu'minin and mu'minat, to see how Ahl al-Bayt, and most especially Imam al-Ridha, because this is tonight, played intellectual role in building civilizations, in building communities, in building societies. You know, by the way, mu'minin and mu'minat, you cannot be a true lover or a true follower of Ahl al-Bayt or a true Muslim without knowledge. Ignorance kills. When you are ignorant, people play with your mind. When you are ignorant, people take advantage of you. When you are ignorant, you get pushed that way, pushed that way. Ahl al-Bayt alayhimus salam caution their lovers and followers to strive in seeking knowledge, to strive in acquiring their understanding. What I'm going to demonstrate here is very important. You know, there are people out there who attack Shias. This is very important for me. And they label Shias with two things. So I'm going to mention this and I will respond on those intellectual roles Ahl al-Bayt play. What do they say? They say when you talk of Shias, it's nothing but a mu'arada and unf. Just fighting, just cursing. That's it. And they will give example. They said the Shiism began in Karbala, for instance. And they said after Karbala, now you have Mukhtar. After Mukhtar, you have Zayd ibn Ali. After Zayd ibn Ali, you have Husayn ibn Ali, not Abu Abdullah. They said it's all about that. There are people out there, there are Muslims out there who write and speak like that. They said because of that, Shias have not contributed anything towards Islamic civilization. And the second label they label Shias with is what? They say Shias, they are in Azla, they are isolated. They are just in isolation because they don't want to be part of Islamic civilization. So they did not contribute in Andalus, in Damascus, in Baghdad. Read history, many and mu'minat. They show me the role. So I'm going to demonstrate that in the lives of Ahl al-Bayt in three ways. And then I'm done. Number one, I said, no, this is not right. Ahlul Bayt, to begin with, before we go to their followers, they played crucial intellectual roles. In fact, without intellectual rose of Ahlul Bayt, Islam would have been dead. But let's look at examples of the lives of our Imams, especially Imam al-Rida. I begin with the life of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Amir al-Mu'mineen. Even you find Muslims, Khalifa of Muslims, they were proud to mention the benefit they gained from Imam Ali. Second Khalifa, you know very well he mentioned, Lawla Ali lahalaka Umar. If it wasn't because of Ali, Umar would have been perished. And he repeated this in some of the books, they say 70 times. So that Ahlul Bayt played crucial role in Islamic civilization. Two, Imam al-Baqir. During the time of Walid ibn Abdul Malik, there was a coin. The coin was big in that time. But that coin, what was written on the coin, had nothing to do with Islam and Islamic civilization. So Walid ibn Malik invited so many people, like the aristocrat of that time, the elites. Let's discuss. We need to change this. They came, they discussed, all of them, they couldn't get anything. So one of them said, why can't you approach Baqir alayhi salam? He said, you know, they were enemies, but they knew Ahlul Bayt were Ahlul Bayt. So they approach Imam al-Baqir. Listen very carefully, mu'minin and mu'min. This should inspire us to do more about our knowledge and Ahlul Bayt. Imam al-Baqir came. Imam al-Baqir said, it's simple. Write La ilaha illallah on one side and write Muhammad Rasulullah on the other side. But look at what Imam Baqir did. He said, then make sure half of the coin is gold, half of it is silver, so that people, when they hold with respect. Civilization. Ahlul Bayt contributed. Today people talk of the time of Walid ibn Abdul Malik, big Islamic civilization. Imam al-Baqir, salawatullah salamu alayh, played crucial role. Let's go further. We know very well Imam Ja'far alayhi salam. Imam Ja'far alayhi salam. In numerous books reported, you know, those 4,000 students of Imam Ja'far, they were from different schools of thought. You've got Sakuni, you've got Nawafili, you've got Ghiyath ibn al-Qulub. These are top Sunni scholars. They all graduated. You'll have Abu Hanifa. He would beautifully mention, لَوْلَا السَّنَتَانِ لَحَلَكَ النُّعْمَانِ. If it wasn't because of the 2 years I spent with Ja'far al-Sadiq in Medina, I would have been perished. I said, Shi'ani Ali, what have you gained from the University of Imam Ja'far? Us. Malik would say, this my eye has never seen someone in terms of knowledge, in terms of self-purification, in terms of reaching nearness to Allah, than Ja'far ibn Muhammad al-Sadiq. He said, even my ears has never heard a caliber like the caliber of Imam Ja'far. What have you gained out of that? Now let's come to the life of Imam al-Rida. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. The contribution of Imam al-Rida towards Islamic civilization. I and you know very well. Ma'mun approached Imam al-Rida and he offered him position, isn't it? Imam al-Rida accepted. There are two tafsir for that. And that tafsir will inspire us to appreciate the intellectual role of Ali ibn Musa Rida alayhi salam. You know, those were core enemies, Ma'mun al-Abbasi. They were dirty when it comes to their relationship with Ahlul Bayt. They were nawasib. But Imam al-Rida accepted it. What was the first tafsir? First tafsir, some scholars said no. Because Ma'mun gave ultimatum to Imam al-Rida. It's either you accept it or we kill you. And Imam al-Rida, like Imam Hassan al-Mustaba, like Abu Abdullah, through the ilmul ladunni given to them by Allah, they would understand which is better for Islam and Ummah. So Imam al-Rida accepted the offer. But the second tafsir is the most important one. You know, during that time, the only place where religious ideologies were allowed to be discussed was in the palace. Can you imagine? We're sitting here, then we are told you can't discuss religion anywhere unless only in my house. During that time of Ma'mun, there was no one who had the authority to discuss anything that had to do with religion except in the palace and through the permission and direction of Mahmud al-Abbas. So said Imam Rida accepted that so that he was able to defend the Islam and to give the correct verdict and teachings of Islam. There were so many madhaib. It's interesting reading if you have time. Read the time of Imam Rida with Mahmud al-Abbas. So many sects, wrong ideologies. So Imam Rida accepted so that he was able to respond. Now I'm going to give you an example. There will be ayah which will be coming on the screen. And I want to really look at those ayah. Somebody came to Imam Rida during that time. And he asked him a question. He said, "Oh Imam, I need the tafsir of Quran 3 verse 7. The Surah to Al Imran. You can see it is on the screen. I'm not going to read it all, but kindly look at this ayah, please. And if you go home, you can do in-depth research on that. This ayah is beautiful in the sense that it tells you the two main divisions of the verses of Quran. You've got clear verse, you've got unclear verses. Or if you like, you've got ambiguous verses and you've got clear verses. Muhkamat and mutashabihat. But at the end, what does Allah say? Look at the last part of the ayah. Allah said, وَمَا يَعْلَمُ تَعْوِيلَهُ إِلَّا اللَّهُ وَالرَّاسِخُونَ فِي الْعِلْمِ. None know the interpretation of these verses, meaning the ambiguous one, except Allah and those who are firmly grounded in knowledge. So this person came to Imam al-Rida and asked Imam, I understand Allah, but who are those who are firmly grounded in knowledge? If Imam al-Rida did not accept that all, now let me tell you, how did Imam al-Rida answer? Through Quran. Now let's go to the next verse. Surah Al-Waqi'ah, verse 77, 78, and 79. Kindly look at the ayah. This is crucial for me. Remember the question. What is the meaning of those who are deeply grounded in knowledge? So Imam al-Rida started like this. إِنَّهُ لَقُرْآنٌ كَرِيمٌ فِي كِتَابٍ مَكْنُونٍ لَا إِلَّا الْمُطَهَّرُونَ. Talks of Quran. Because they were asking about the ambiguous verse of Quran. Said this is Quran, is noble. And this Quran is registered and protected, well protected in Lawh al-Mahfuz. But then the last one is talking about the meaning. None touch it except the purifier. Touching here is not physical touching. Touching here simply means deeply understanding the teachings of the Quran. Now, did Imam Rida stop there? No. Then he referred the person, La yamassuhu illa huwa hadith mutahharun. Imam Rida then referred to him to Quran 33 verse 33. That is the last ayah. There is a long ayah, but you know, the part is what? Innama yuridullah liyudhiba ankum ar-rijsa ahla al-bayti wa yutahhirakum tadhira. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. But you see the method of Ali ibn Musa. It took him from one point to another point. That is the knowledge of Ahl al-Bayt. This person came, he was confused. Ambiguous verses. Yes, Allah understand it, I know. But who are those family? Upon all this today, if you go out there, some will interpret to say, no, this is not referring to Ahl al-Bayt, by the way. But Imam Rida played that role in Khurasan. So that is my first response to that. Second response, people come forward and say, no, she has never played role. I say, no. If I ask all of you here, those sitting here next to me, I need an answer before I move forward. Apart from Ahl al-Bayt, can you think of any person who has contributed towards Islamic civilization? Give me names. I just want names from the gents. In terms of knowledge, in terms of philosophy, in terms of theology, in terms of astronomy, you name it. You name them. Give me one Shia who has contributed towards Islamic civilization. Eh? Sheikh Tusi, very good. Sheikh Tusi, any? Mullah Sadra, very good. Who? Who? Jabir ibn Hayyan, thank you so much. Who? Excellent. But why don't you make research and expose people of the world to this knowledge? That's exactly what I was going to mention. Jazakallah. They took from Ahl al-Bayt, and during their time, they played crucial role in the field of theology, kalam. Nasiruddin Tusi, you mentioned. Abu Hassan Nobakti, crucial role in the field of philosophy. Mullah Sadra, Avicenna, Shia. The world celebrate him. Do you know? Read his history. Ibn Sina, in logic and philosophy, Shi'i of Amir al-Mu'minin. In astronomy, we know very well, Nasiruddin Tusi also play a crucial role there. Language, literature, and grammar that Muslims today celebrating, of course from Imam Ali, but Abu Aswad al-Du'ali, he was the inventor of Arabic grammar. If you read his life, he was a student of Amir al-Mu'minin. She has contributed to Islamic civilizations. But if I and you don't read, we'll not see that. Seriously. If I and you don't read, we'll not see that. Allama Tabatabai. Today look at Tafsir al-Mizan. It's not about Shia Sunni. Just look at Tafsir al-Mizan. And look at the level of Tafsir al-Mizan. So that's why I say you as a Shia youth, you as a Shia father, Shia mother, what is your contribution towards what Ahlul Bayt came with? Are you going to come, sit and go, you don't do anything? No, we can do. You can translate things and distribute. You can even share the wisdom of Imam Ali on Najul Balaga on your Facebook page. You are sharing. Ahlul Bayt are not backward. They are more advanced than any other thinking you can have. But we tend to make them like secondary. Somebody will get the view of a scholar somewhere. He become fascinated. I said, Baba, fascinating for what? Imam al-Jawad was 9 years and fascinating things were coming from his mouth. Fascinated about somebody? Look at the wisdoms of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. So therefore, this intellectual role, Ali ibn Musa Ridha played it. Otherwise, Ma'mun would have continued misleading the Ummah. And the last response to that accusation about Shia is what? Yes, Shias, they stand against injustice. And I'll give you examples, then I will end with the example in the life of Imam Al. Shias will never allow injustice to happen. Whether that injustice is done to someone you love or someone you have no relation with. When you see injustice, you have to find ways of dealing with it. Example, the typical example you know very well. Just to put it into context, only I'm mentioning. It's Abu Abdullah. Abu Abdullah stood against the injustice of Yazid, you know. Second example, Imam al-Hassan. The enemies approached Imam al-Hassan. And they said to Imam Hassan, look at us and look at you. We have so many people behind us. You've got no one, so we are better than you. Look at it. You know what was the response of Imam Hassan? This is fighting injustice, huh? Imam Hassan looked at him and he said, they are of two camps. There are those who are forced to be with you. And there are those who are with you out of their own choice and free will. Then Imam said, those who are forced to be with you, for innahum ma'zurin. Allah will forgive them. But those who are there with you out of their own choice, Allah will not pardon them. Then you know what he said? Imam Hassan said, I will not say I am better than you because I don't see any khairi in you. Fighting injustice. So if somebody tells you, Imam Hussein, we cry. No. Sometimes you'd come, Sheikh, why too much black? It's fighting injustice, Habibi. Why you recite Noha, Marcia? And we don't understand. We are millennial. This is our time. This is our way of fighting injustice. If you understand the lives of Ahlul Bayt, you will appreciate all these things. No. Why Mankabat? Why this? No, this is our way of expressing our love for Ahlul Bayt. That's why Ahlul Bayt will have Da'bal al-Khuzai, Mutabanni, Farazdak. These were all poets who would render their poems in showing their love for Ahlul Bayt and the one الذي تعرفه البطحاء متعته والبيت يعرفه والحل والحرم. He said, I stopped praising Ali ibn Musa. And someone asked me, this is the poet mentioned, why do you stop? And why did you stop? He said, I stopped because I'm speechless and I'm short of words. Then he said, no, but praise him. He said, no, how am I going to be able to praise someone whose father's khadim was Jibreel alayhi salam? That's Ahlul Bayt. So therefore, Ahlul Bayt stood against injustice. Another example is our beloved Chief Imam alayhi salam. Mansur al-Abbas approached Imam Ja'far. And he said to him, Allah Akbar, achieve these people. Join us the way all are joining me. Imam Ja'far said, no, we don't have to join you. Be where you are. Let us be where we are. But then Mansur said again, okay, join us so you can advise us. You know what was the response of Imam Ja'far alayhi salam? Imam Ja'far said, anyone who loves dunya will not advise you, Mansur. And anyone who loves akhirah will not be your friend. So the wisdom of Ahlul Bayt. It's the wisdom of our Imams. Let's appreciate them by reading about them. Let's make research. You are going to school. Sometimes you are told to write thesis, write essay. Find something about the lives of Ahlul Bayt in fighting injustice. Write essays on that. Seriously. The last is Imam al-Ridha. Imam al-Ridha, yes, was in the palace. But being in the palace was not legitimizing Ma'mun al-Abbas. Being in the palace was not to say, I condone. Ma'mun was doing Na'udhu Billah, Hasha Lillah. Our Imams will never do that. But he was there, of course, to educate people, but number two, to fight injustice. How? Ma'mun eventually came to Imam al-Ridha. And he said to him, I realize that you deserve this position and not me. So I'm giving it to you, Ma'mun. So you know what was the response of Imam al-Ridha? Imam al-Ridha looked at him. He said, if indeed Allah gave you, you can't give it to me. So that was the argument. And people today, you find some people who say, no, so Imam al-Ridha said, no, if Allah gave it to you, then you cannot give it to me. Then Imam al-Ridha said to him, and if it is indeed yours, then I don't deserve to have it. Then he said, but if it is not yours, then you cannot give to anyone. Allahu Akbar. But Ma'mun still insisted. Then Imam Rida said to him, leave it with Allah if it's not yours, and Allah will decide who He gives. So therefore, mu'minin and mu'minat, our Imams, alayhim salam, all the pains they went through is for I and you. For I and you to find it easy, and we found it easy. But we should not just hold it and do nothing about it. We should also illuminate ourselves, illuminate our families, illuminate our communities with this Nuraniyat of Ahl al-Bayt. And in conclusion, you know very well, one of the titles of Imam Rida is Babul Hawaish. Like Abul Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam, is the door of needs, the door of legitimate desires. One way or the other, all of us have our issues in life. We've got our challenges in life. We've got our problems in life. One of the benefits of this majalis is to raise up our hands and ask Allah sincerely through our beloved Imam to intervene on our behalf and to make life easy for all of us. So therefore, let's all raise up our hands. Ya Allah, our first dua is, grant us the visitation of Imam Rida. Allah, if we have been there before, keep granting us opportunities to visit Ali ibn Musa Rida alayhi salam. Our second dua, Ya Allah, we ask you. We have mu'mineen and mu'minat, fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, neighbors, friends, who are really struggling in their lives. And they are going through pains and difficulties. Ya Allah, bihaqqi Ali ibn Musa Rida, intervene on their behalf. There are those who are going through social problems, marital problems, financial problems. Ya Allah, intervene on their behalf. Bihaqqi Ali ibn Musa Rida. Ya Allah, we ask you, our marhumin, forgive them and guarantee them Jannat al-Firdausa. Forgive them and guarantee them Jannat al-Firdausa. We have our sons and daughters who sat for their GCSE exams and they are still waiting for their results. We ask Allah to assist them in passing and passing well. Bihaqqi Ali ibn Musa Rida. And Ya Allah, our last dua, fulfill our legitimate desires in dunya and akhirah. And Allah expedite the reappearance of the Imam of our time. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى اللهم على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين.